Honestly, for $50, Laura. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today is kind of a bit of a different vibe of this video. We're just gonna be testing out this Laura Geller palette, and I'm trying out this palette because I got this for Christmas from an extended family member, and it was very kind, very thoughtful, and I was like, you know what, why not review it? I've seen this palette before, I think at like Burlington, at like plethora, like I mean it was a bunch of them. And I will say the one thing is that it I was like quickly just like doing a little bit of research on this palette, and there are a lot of complaints about the eyeshadow being broken. I will say I opened this on Christmas Day, you know, and everything, and one of the shadows was broken. So the fact that I'm not alone in this, you know, but I'm just gonna assume, you know, because Burlington is Burlington, you know, those stores. So I'm just gonna like assume that it's because of that. I'm just gonna moisturize my skin. Obviously the point of this video is not the skin, but I'm gonna moisturize. I love this moisturizer. So dry in here. Yeah, let me know down below if you've tried Lauren Geller. I literally am familiar with Lauren as if I know her, because I like to have the Hallmark channel on. That's just my thing. When I'm home, there's a 90% chance the Hallmark channel is on, and I just like to have it in the background. It's just like, there's nothing crazy about that channel, like in the sense of like there ain't much going on, so I like to have it on. This is the Lauren Geller Passport to Pretty Bon Voyage. So it has 9 multi-finish eyeshadows, 2 blushes, 1 bronzer. Okay, 1 bronzer and 1 highlighter. Love Laura. Yeah, so we're just gonna unpackage it. Just gonna jump right in. Just gonna see what's. I'm gonna use one of these because I don't want to break. If you can tell. A little bit of spill. So this is the palette, Lauren Geller. I'm just gonna open it this way because just in case something comes out. Okay, so the whole eyeshadow is not completely broken, but okay, I'm gonna cover the glass so that way I'm not like blinding you all. A little bit. Let me see. I'm just gonna like, I have like this tweezer set thing so you can see. So this is what it's looking like. So the one right here, see, it's like a little bit covered up, but that's what the palette's looking like. Let me know what your first initial thoughts are. I will say the bronzer looks like it's exactly my shade, maybe like a little bit darker than my actual shade, so that's gonna be interesting. I'm trying to see what shade is like gravitating towards me right now, because I already have a look in mind. So make my eyelids a little bit neutral. I'll just like prime them. That's the first thing I'm going to do. A little bit. I love a good eyeshadow. Okay. Oh my gosh, I definitely used this for my spray. Like when I laid down I definitely put Got To Be in this because I tend to do that for my wigs, and I tend to not really clean them. And so this feels like, I mean, this is really hard right now, but
that's what she said.
I'm just gonna go in with this shade right here. Right here. I'm gonna try to use as much of the shades as possible. That's what I'm gonna try and do. Okay, I do like this. This reminds me of a shade when I was doing my experimenting with color. If you remember that series, which I will be bringing back because I really like that series. I just was like, I don't know what I was doing, but I'm gonna grab this darker shade. So I'm gonna start creating some depth and dimension. So basically this and this. I'm gonna try to use this, and I'm gonna try to use these 3, the darker shades. This is so annoying. I hate when this light does this, like it's so annoying. I'm just building, I'm just putting in my crease. What the heck? It's like, this is not showing up really. I'm using another brush. Very kind of chalky, I will say, for that. Okay, then you're gonna go to the last, like, darkest color, which for sure should show up. Okay, I see it, I think. Where is it? I low-key want to try this palette on my friend Mariam, who is like super pale, because so I can see something. I might do that. I might do that. Mariam, if you're seeing this, girl, you coming over, because we're gonna try this palette on you, because right now it's all looking like one blob. Whitish color, like the lightest color, because I want to do a little bit of a halo eye. Okay, that definitely shows up a little bit. I'm gonna try and like turn on the overhead light. Might not be the best, but the light here is cool, so maybe with the warm light it'll have some balance. Just, oh my gosh, Brenda, there's a mirror, a large mirror that they provided you. Goodness gracious. White is definitely like showing up, but I'm gonna try this shade right here. I've swatched it already. Just, you know, I've tapped it a little bit. It's not really picking up. Sure. See that? This is how much it deposited. I gotta use my fingers, which is fine. I'll put this and then swipe. Lauren, girl, we might have to talk. Laura, not Lauren. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm gonna try to use like this whitish, like the white highlight color. I'm just gonna pat the center. Swipe and pat, swipe and pat, swipe and pat. Let's go back with the darkest color and see if we can create more depth. Okay. There we go. Just need to kind of just create more depth. I'm not even gonna bring it any higher because we need to create. Okay, I'm kind of done, honestly. Kind of done. Yeah, I'm gonna do my face and come back on camera, and we're gonna talk a little bit about this palette because again, I have some ideas, I have some thoughts, okay? And I looked it up because I know this was a gift, right? This was a $50 palette. Yeah, I forgot about that because I was like, you know, sometimes if some people gift you stuff, you kind of want to look into it. And I was like, hold on, how much was this? And I happened to be at Burlington, so I wasn't like Googling it or whatever, but I was like at Burlington, I was like, wait, that's the palette that, you know, I was gifted for Christmas. And then I looked into it and I was like, okay, $50 for a palette, like it must be great. Cause I know palettes now are very expensive, which I wonder why. And so I kind of expected it to be like we'll have more color payoff. That's just me. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much about this palette that I'm like, woo-wee. I'm just doing a quick little look. I feel good. Na 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 na. So good. Boom, boom. So good. Boom, boom, boom. Did y'all see that video of that girl? It's so funny how like people kind of do stuff that you normally would do, but like off camera. But she basically ended up, what was she doing? She had a steamer and she decided I am going to try to steam my clothes while I'm wearing it. Yeah. And of course she like put it near her body. And then she was like, ah! And then it was like, somebody was like, please edit James Brown into this, please. Like this peach color. Oh, hold on. Wait, the 2000s are bad. Okay, yes. I will bust out this palette and put on this peach highlighter. This palette is definitely not for deeper skin tone. Like if you are darker than tan, it's just not it. Some of the powders, like some of the eyeshadows are very like powdery, if that makes any sense. Like they're very chalky, that's the word. So some of them can be very chalky. And honestly, for $50, Laura, I was not impressed by this palette. Of course, I just wanted to try this palette because I was like, oh my gosh, like I've seen this at Burlington, really nice. And yeah, so I obviously would not use my hard-earned $50 points USD to buy this palette by myself. That's just me. It's just not for people who are darker than tan. But honestly, I'm like, you know what? I am so past, and I think I might have mentioned this in my 2026 ins and outs. I am so past like brands just giving the visibility to brands who clearly just don't cater to deeper skin tones. Like I don't feel like putting the energy out there. I genuinely wanted to try this palette for fun. You know, I'm glad I tried it. It was fun to just play around with makeup. We need to bring that back in 2026. Us just sitting down in our rooms, just playing with makeup. Just, you know, we don't need to be going anywhere. So yeah, anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And yeah, let me know if you tried this palette and what your experience has been with this palette. My other videos are gonna be here somewhere, probably by now. Take care of yourself and each other, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.